Just 8 short years ago, the Golden State Warriors dynasty seemingly was born right in front of our eyes. Their dominating three-point transcendent style of basketball was beautiful. Fans loved it and opposing teams absolutely hated it. And I always have to give a lot of credit to Bob Myers, who drafted Steph, Dre, and Clay. But what's remarkable is that 8 years later, we are seemingly seeing this dynasty come to an end as they pass the torch to the new kids on the block, like the Oklahoma City Thunder. Last night, we saw the Oklahoma City Thunder and Golden State Warriors tip off in what was an amazing regular season matchup. It did go to overtime, and the Thunder won 138 to 136. The Warriors actually had this thing kind of in the bag, and Draymond Green made a non-veteran play, fouling Chet Holmgren with 7 seconds left in regulation on a three-point jump shot while the Warriors were down 3. Chet would go on to hit all 3 of them at the line, while Steph missed the go-ahead game winner at the other side. Then they went into overtime where the Thunder jumped out to a 10-point lead and kind of never looked back. Today's video, we're just going to recap that match. Today is day 12 of uploading every single day for the month of December. Stay tuned, guys, so you see 34 days of posting NBA content in a row. I did post the last 3 days of November in a row to kind of get in the feel of it, so that's why I'm saying 34. Without further ado, let's jump right into this talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. There is a ton of flowers to be given around. First guy I want to give some credit to is Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams looked absolutely phenomenal last night. It seemed like he understood the assignment. He was matched up with Klay Thompson, a formerly all-star defender, all-NBA defender, if you will, at least that type of caliber, and he knows he's had 3 knee surgeries in the last 5 years, so he was blowing by him every time and had an immensely efficient night. He had 28 points and 5 rebounds, and on the night he shot 12 for 15 from the field and 1 of 1 from the three-point land. Jalen Williams looked absolutely amazing, giving Chet and Shea just kind of a breath of fresh air. Most of the nights they're carrying the offensive load, but what's really fun about this Oklahoma City Thunder team is that they are insanely efficient from downtown, so one person can kind of get going on any given night. And today was a very interesting night, or a regular night for them, as a team they shot 17.2% from the 3. Definitely not normal with this roster. Outside of Jalen Williams' spectacular play, Chet Holmgren deserves some flowers as he did sink all 3 of those free throws to put them in overtime, and he was playing some really great defense as he finished with 3 blocks to go along with his 21 points and 7 rebounds. Obviously, you got to give your flowers to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the commander, the captain of this roster. Another casual 38 point, 5 steals, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. If you can't tell, there's absolutely nothing casual about a 35-5-5-5 game, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does it and seemingly does it very well, and that's why the Thunder are now the 2 seed. Lou Dort showed a lot of grit on the defensive side of the ball tonight, and I think him getting back up after that injury late in the 4th quarter was really just a testament of how much he wants to be there for his guys, how much he wants to be there for his team, and just 4 made field goals. He finished with 16 points, but that's because he was insanely gritty and got to the free throw line 8 times tonight and knocked down all 8 of those. Josh Giddey had a very rough night. I don't know if what's going on with the media is kind of getting into his head, but I'm not here to really talk about that. I thought Aaron Wiggins and Cason Wallace did a really good job off the bench tonight, as well as Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe didn't really, transcend this game in an impact where he was, scoring 10 or 9 points like Cason and Aaron did off the bench. However, if you take a look, Isaiah Joe had a plus 28 on the box plus minus, and he had 3 steals and a block as well. He was playing great defense, and he's so quick to go from 3-point to 3-point. He is a really lights out 3-point shooter, even when he's not, dominating with the value, if you will. Regardless, though, this Thunder team is so much fun to watch, and I don't think any of us predicted them to be this good. Just like the Timberwolves, obviously we see the layout, we see how good they can be, but I feel like with Chet Holmgren as the starting center, most of us kind of thought, okay, opposing bigs may dominate them, this, that, and the other. But tonight, that was the opposite. Because of Chet Holmgren, we saw guys like Kevon Looney just get played off the court. Kevon Looney started the night, but he only finished with 16 minutes, while guys like Kuminga off the bench and Dario Saric off the bench took his role, because you need someone who's A, not only fast enough to, get out there and stop Chet, but B, somebody who can match his three-point dominance. And now we're going to switch over talking about the Warriors, because that is the main problem I saw tonight with Golden State. The lackluster defense was really the Achilles heel of this team. Another really, I can't emphasize this enough, solid night for Jonathan Kuminga off the bench. 24 points and 12 rebounds on this game. 6 of those were offensive rebound. Jonathan Kuminga has this jump out the gym type of personality to him, and I'm glad that his stock is rising, because A, the Warriors can choose to keep him and move into the future, or B, his stock is going to be so high at the deadline that maybe they can resculpt into getting a guy like Miles Turner or something like that for this team. I doubt the Pacers would even want to trade Miles, but they need a center who's great at defense and actually a center, not Draymond Green, and can knock down open three-point shots. Tonight, Steph Curry looked brilliant as he finished with 34 points and 6 rebounds and knocked down 6 threes, and a lot of those were big-time threes. However, it's just very, very clear that Andrew Wiggins is still in a slump, and I don't know if he's going to get out of that anytime soon, but it's just very... I'm not going to touch too much on it, but it needs to be said that it's very noticeable. I think Draymond Green tonight did a really good job being the conductor of this offense, if you will. It kind of did remind me of the old school Warriors days, as they're opting to go a little bit smaller and all the traffic is operating around him. He had 13 assists tonight and only 4 turnovers, and that may not sound amazing on paper because Tyrese Haliburton is kind of skewing our view of assist to turnover ratio, because he's been absolutely amazing. But Draymond Green tonight, outside of that, man, the biggest foul of the game, the foul that potentially lost you the game. As a veteran, as someone who's won 4 championships with this organization, I didn't watch the post-game pressers. I went to bed right after this game was over, but I would like to hope that you kind of took it on the chin and said, hey, it's my fault. I made a mistake. We got to be better. I'm not saying that, the season's over for the Warriors. They're 10-12, 5-6 on the road as well. But I am saying I think this is the point where we're going to look back in a couple of years and say, yeah, that was it. That's a game like tonight is when the Warriors were passing the torch to the next guys in line. I've said this a couple times. This is probably the last season this core of guys is going to, compete at a high level and maybe, break off a run and win a championship. But the Steve Kerr era, the Dre, Steph, Clay, even Wiggins era, I think it's over. Obviously, I think Steph will be great for another couple of years. But you never know what you're getting with Clay. You never know what you're getting with Draymond Green. And Andrew Wiggins has been wildly inconsistent since his sensational finals performance. Again, I do like Kuminga. Corey Joe's a great guy off the bench. Dario Saric, great piece. Moses Moody shows flashes of being great. And then that new rookie, I can't pronounce his last name, Brandon Pod something. He's been pretty great off the bench so far. But what do you guys think? What do you make of this? Is it the passing the torch moment? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys' support as always. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.